do it together because this is our last presenter, and we wanted to share an amazing story.
All right.
Sometimes it's very difficult to get around our planet for both reasons of travel, but also reasons of visas. And I just wanted to highlight that our next presenter, who's amazing, stood outside of the embassy for 5 hours in the rain in Nigeria, did not succeed to get his passport from the embassy, stayed overnight, went back, we found a guard, we got back in, we found the passport. Then when he got to the airport, they refused him admissions to the plane because he wasn't allowed to transit in Europe for some period of time for some crazy reason that we need to debug in the policy arena. And he then eventually, with one friend here, where's Susan and Puneet, on the phones with him, encouraging him to stay, Susan here, non-government liaison service, the two of them got United Airlines to get him on the plane and got him to stay. And so it's our honor that you will join us at the Solution Summit as one of the greatest innovators for farming. And so back to you, Ambassador Kamau, to introduce him.
There you are. It's tough. It's tough being an African and trying to move around the world. Hey, I know what you mean, brother. All right. ColdHubs, right? ColdHubs. Nnaemeka, this name's going to kill me. It's, you're going to have to say this name when you come in, Nnaemeka. All right, the last name. All right, so I'm just going to say he's Nigerian. That he's a farmer, a social entrepreneur, a radio presenter. He grew up frustrated, not just with the embassy, but with mounting losses of smallholder farmers, right? And through his research, he discovered local farmers were losing about 45% of their crop due to excruciating heat in markets. They just couldn't store the stuff, right? And from those frustrations, he developed ColdHubs concept. So, over to you, Nnaemeka.
Thank you very much. So, my name is Nnaemeka Chidebere Ikegwuonu Ike. It's a very long name. And my last name in my language means somebody that talks too much. But I will not talk too much, actually. I was told to point this way. I'm a farmer, a radio presenter, and a social entrepreneur. But today, I'm not going to talk about those things because I will like to tell you a story. And the title of my story is that for the tomato, the clock is ticking. You see, in this picture here, I have Chibueze. Chibueze is a very young farmer, hardworking. Every day, Chibueze harvests about 8 baskets of tomato. But the moment Chibueze plucks that tomato from that tree, the clock begins to tick that tomato. What happens is that on my radio station, the smallholder farmers rural radio station I established 12 years ago, reaching more than 2 million listeners, we broadcast that day's commodity price. And Chibueze decides which market to go. But for him to go to that market, he has to call Eugene. The clicker really is not working. Then Eugene comes, and Eugene brings this van. Then Eugene starts to sleep. We think Eugene sleeps too much. But as Eugene is sleeping, because it takes time to gather the tomatoes. But as they are gathering it, remember the clock continues to tick for the tomato. Then Eugene makes this long trip of 8 hours arriving at the central market, where he hands over the tomato to Alex. First of all, Alex has this beautiful umbrella to protect his head under 35 degrees Celsius sunshine. It's very hot there. And he leaves the tomato. Then the clock continues to tick for the tomato. You see, 4 hours into that market day, Alex is running around. He gathers fresh leaves to try and keep the tomato safe. But there is nothing. There is no cold storage in the market. The clock continues to tick for the tomato. Then, by the end of that market day, Alex is tired. He dumps the tomato, and the clock ends ticking for the tomato. You see? And as a radio presenter, I go back and ask people, farmers, how was market that day? And they tell me that they actually lose about 45% of their harvest due to lack of cold storage. The thing is, reports are out there that says about 200 million smallholder farmers are affected by this problem, and they lose 606 million tons of food. In our world of so much advancement in science and technology, there is no need for those numbers, really. Just last year, we built a solar-powered walk-in refrigerator. Just a cold room, so well designed that it can be placed in markets and farms. And it is 10 times less than what you can get conventionally. And it's a very simple idea. So what people do, they just bring their baskets of tomatoes and we transfer them into these plastic crates and we stack inside this cold room, extending the shelf life. Extending the shelf life from 2 days normally to 21 days. But it's a business for us. So we still collect a little bit of money from them, 50 US cents to store per crate per night. A simple model. And we are here, while our goal is eliminate those losses completely, increase their income, and have more nutritious food available. You see. Right now we are in Nigeria. We have 10 ColdHubs in Nigeria, 50 next year. We want to expand to Kenya and to other parts of Africa. So what I'm really saying is there's no need for continuous post-harvest losses in perishable food. Invite us to your country. Let us help you people. Wherever you invite us, we will go. Let us eliminate these losses completely. That's the end of my story. Thank you, please.
Thank you. It's an amazing story. Thank you very much. It's an amazing story. Being a farmer myself, I can relate.